Boy, oh boy. If this isn't the most requested build I've ever had in the entirety of this channel's run, I don't know what is. Distorted Memory. Flippin' ever since it came out, I've been constantly asked, will I make Distorted Memory? And so here we are with the true final build of Piggy. The true final chapter. It's all here. Everything that is in Distorted Memory. It's just house, but it's not at the same time. You know the drill. We're gonna get right into this tutorial as I fly around the build, giving you a preview of what's to come. It very much is house. So if you've built house, then you get a special head start, because you kind of know what you're doing here. So as you can see, I've not built the exterior. And that's because Distorted Memory isn't really focused on the exterior whatsoever. So you could just look at house tutorial and look at the exterior for that, for an idea on what to do for the exterior of this. That's besides the point. Right now, the point is to get this map built, so let's begin. Okay, so obviously with this being a repurposed house, there's going to be a lot of things in this build that are just exactly the same as my first house build. So I might skip over most of them. And one of them is the majority of this entrance room that we're going to start off with. And this room's going to be 9 wide by 8 back. So let's make that. So we're going to start off with 2 blocks of spruce planks on one side. Then we're going to leave a gap for the door. And then we're going to continue with the spruce. So this is the 9 wide. So we've got 1, 2, 3. We can put jungle planks in there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like that. Now we're going to extend one in the corner either side and then count 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're going to bring this back wall across. We can place in the rest of the doors pretty easily. So I'm going to leave them out for now. These next 2 doors we're going to place in right now. From where this entrance door is, we're going to leave 1 gap from both the side walls. Punch out this second block inwards on both sides. So we've got the door placements coming in like that. Now let's pop in the dark oak doors. They're all facing away from this entrance area. So what that means is you wouldn't place them in like this. You would place them in like this. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to go around this place we just used our spruce planks to make. We're going to replace the whole flooring with jungle planks. Floor 1 is entirely spruce walling jungle floor. So let's fill this in. Once we've filled in this flooring, we're going to place in the door that's going in the back wall. We're going to count 4 blocks from either side so that it's going in the exact center of this back wall. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. So here's where we're placing it. Let's pop in our jungle planks and place the door in like this. Next we're going to come to this corner here. So this is the entrance door, keep that in mind. This is the entrance. We're going to focus on that corner over there. We're going to come over here. And around these 4 blocks in this corner, we're going to pop some spruce trapdoors like this. 3 spruce trapdoors on top of each other will do. So make this spruce trapdoor area 3 blocks high, and we're going to shut all of them. This just gives space for the side closet in the hallway to go, so we can destroy all the spruce planks there. We'll come back to this area later. We're just going to leave it like that for now. And then moving into here on the other side, we're going to place 2 dark oak stairs, dark oak planks. And we're basically going to bring this up to be 3 blocks high. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Actually, we're going to want it. Let me grab some strip birch planks. Strip birch wood. You're going to, for the walling, build up 3 blocks high with spruce planks like that. And then put strip birch wood on top of that. And that's how high we want the dark oak stairs to go to. Up to the strip birch wood. So let me just build this up a little bit more so that I can finish off the staircase like that. Then we're gonna fill in with dark oak planks underneath the stairs, but not here, just at this part. And we're going to leave a space right by the door for the door to the basement. Now, we can take this walling pattern that we've just established, and we can bring it all the way around this room now. So, 1, 2, 3 with spruce planks, and then a layer of stripped birch wood on top of that. This should do for the walling for now. We'll fill in the second floor when it actually comes to building that floor. As for now, we're gonna go around from the staircase with 2 blocks of dark oak planks, including this corner, and we're gonna take that all the way over to this side there. We're also gonna destroy one of these stairs and replace it with a solid block so that we can place fence all the way on top of this part of the walkway we've just made. And actually, these 2 end blocks, in distorted memory, we don't need fence here. This is where stairs would go in the normal build, but in distorted memory there's no 3rd floor, so we don't worry about that in distorted. Now, we can hang some lanterns from down here, just in front of the doors, for lighting, because it'll get dark in here later without those. And moving on from that, we can sort of plan out where our hole in the middle of the room is going to go. So, I'm going to try find what looks to be the middle 4 blocks. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to punch out like that. So, that's 3 blocks away from this side of the entrance, 2 blocks from the stairs, 3 blocks from here, and 3 blocks from here. So this is roughly where you want to make the hole, and then we can punch out a block here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here, say, just to add effect around the hole. And then next we're going to want to take out some basalt and just kind of build some of this around the hole as well. Just in any pattern, as long as it kind of looks like all of the grey stuff that goes around this place in the actual distorted memory map. So something like this could work, or you could go for slightly more and add some additional details. A little bit like this. It's up to you what you do with all of the patterns, but this is what I've got mine looking like right now, so you could take note of that and use it as a reference for your own. Now, I think with that, we've completed this entrance room, and actually, before we move on, I'm actually going to show you the optional escape door things as usual. You could just grab, say, a smoker and a birch sign. This is where you use the wrench, so we could replace that with a smoker block. And this is where the safe code goes, so you could put a birch sign, 0000, like that. And now I think we've completed this first area. So we're going to move on to the next room, which is going to be through this door, which is right by this entrance door here. We're going to go through here and now begin this room with the table in it. So for this room here, which is just to the left of this room we just built, the proportions are going to be 5 wide by 8 back. So starting from 1 block in front of the door, we're going to punch out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this, and fill in that with jungle planks. Then we're going to punch 7 behind this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that should cover the length of this first room we've made nicely, so that if we place in the walling, you can see the walling's going in line with this room's walling, and the same here. But for this back wall, we're gonna leave the middle here, because there's a doorway going here, but with no actual door in it. So yeah, just kind of build up the exact same walling for this room. We'll punch a hole in this wall here that I'm building later on, and fill in the floor with jungle planks. Once all our basic stuff is done, we're going to start with the decorations in this room by finding the middle row, which is this row, and punching out all of the blocks in it, except for the ones at the very edges of the room, and replacing them with grey wool. We're going to put a dark oak fence at both sides and string in between, and then brown carpet on top of all of that. That's going to give us the table. Now we're going to go around with grey carpet all the way around this. Just kind of, yeah, just to build the carpet out more. But we are going to need to place in 2 stairs to act as chairs to the table. 1 crimson stair and 1 prismarine brick stair. Now, the prismarine brick stair goes closest to the door here, like that. And the crimson stair goes further away, so the 2 stairs are placed in like that. In normal house there are chairs on this side as well, but not in distorted memory, so we can skip past those. I'm going to now grab out some scaffolding, and in this corner here, just going to pop some scaffolding in. We're going to need a painting later on, so I'll grab that now. And now I'm going to place some dark oak trapdoors to act as shelving, just on this back wall here. So I'm going to leave this gap, and then place the 2 dark oak trapdoors like that. Now for the gap that we walk through to access a distorted memory part of the map, I just kind of came from this side, punched out a too wide area like this. We'll come back to this later though. And then just kind of, as usual, did my normal thing of filling basalt all around it. Yeah, just kind of fill in basalt any way you like around the distorted patterns on the walls in the map. And you could end up with something looking like this. It's completely up to you how you decide the patterns. Mine was actually a little more like this. So yeah, move the 2 by 2 wide area across by another space. I have a place like this. You might want to copy that exact if you want. Yeah, completely up to you. But the final thing we're going to place in this room is going to be a 2 wide painting by the scaffolding. We're going to place a jungle plank right there, and then 2 here. And this is just going to give us a 2 wide painting. Any painting works. The painting is actually black in the map itself. So yeah, if you want to replace that with actually something black, you can do that. That's besides the point right now. Right now we're going to move on to the next room, which is going to be through this doorway. So for this room, it's pretty simple actually. It's just a 5 by 5 space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coming from here, and then expanding to either side of the door. This is going to give us the space we need to build this room. So of course we're going to fill it in with jungle planks. There are 2 doorways here, one of which has a door, the other doesn't. So take note of which doorway has the door. I'm going to pick block this door. So this wall has no door, but it does have another passage into the distorted memory part of the map. This back area is the one with the door. So from this room, this part has a door, so we can fill that in, place a door there. And this side has a doorway, but no actual door. So we can fill in this with a door in the middle of the wall, but no actual door being placed, just a doorway. So this room is, as usual, really similar to normal house, but we're gonna punch out a 2 wide space like that against this wall. Same wall that we punched out the space here. And of course, we're going to just build up any old basalt wall decoration. As I said the other 2 times we did this, doesn't matter what the basalt looks like, just as long as it looks good. So now we're going to take some dark oak trapdoor, some polished black stone stairs and slabs for the decorations on this wall. So we're going to place 2 dark oak trapdoors just on these 2 blocks here to act as shelving. And then underneath that, a 3 wide polished black stone table like that. So that's that wall. Now there are more decorations on the wall opposite, so I'm going to grab stripped oak wood and some scaffolding again. In this corner, stripped oak wood, in this corner, scaffolding. Actually pretty simple. And I think that's this room. So that is this room. That was very quick. So we can move through this door now to the next room we're going to build. it's actually very similar to the one we've just built here. So it's 5 wide by 4 back this time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are the proportions we're working with: 5 wide by 4 back. And let's just build up around this. The only wall that has a doorway in it is this back wall, adjacent or opposite even to the one that we just came through. There's no door, it's just a doorway. And the rest of these walls are just completely blank with nothing on them. So yeah, let's just finish off filling this in. And this doorway here is going to lead into the garden. That'll be the last thing we build in this build. So let's grab some dark oak trapdoors. We're going to need some stripped oak wood. Basically a lot of what we've just had a hold of. And the polished blackstone stairs and slab. That's what we're going to be using for this room. Starting with this wall, we're going to place a stripped oak wood in that corner with a 3 wide blackstone table coming off of it. And on top of these first 2 blocks of the table, so the middle of the wall, 2 dark oak trapdoors. And on the other side, a shelf in the exact same place, and a stripped oak wood in this corner. And that's gonna finish us off for this room. Now those rooms were all very quick, I know, but this one is a little bigger, but it shouldn't take you too much time. The kitchen is where we're working on next. This space is 6 wide by 10 back, and the flooring isn't actually jungle planks. No, for the flooring here we're going to use, I believe I used bubble coral, but it doesn't really matter what coral you use. I just used bubble coral for this. So we should already have the 10 space, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if you build this spruce along, that should add up, and it does. Which means that this space we just have to build 6, counting this corner, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that should end us up with a space looking like this. So yeah, let's break all this out, fill in the floor, and I guess I'll punch out the doorways later. So the floor is done on my end. Now on this back wall here, we're gonna have a window in the middle 2 blocks. So we can build up these 2 on the sides perfectly normal. Build up 1 in the middle too, and then actually up here we're going to need some spruce trapdoor, and we'll just place that in like that. So that gives us a open window we can crawl through. Now on this wall we're just going to build 1, 2, and then there's a gap for a doorway, but no actual door is going in it, as some of these hallways are like in-house. And we can just, of course, build our stripped birch wood on top of it. This is just for... most of the stripped birch wood is going to get removed, but if you've seen House Part 1, you'll know a bit more as to what it's doing here. Now we can get to actually decorating the kitchen. So to start with decorations, we're going to go for this door, which should be the only actual door that's in this kitchen. And we're going to look at this wall, leave a gap, and then place a polished diorite table, 3 wide as usual, just like this. And on the first 2 blocks of the table, closest to the door, a 2 wide painting is going to go just like that. Now, we're going to focus on this back wall. We're going to place 2 blocks of iron, and then another 4 coming off of that into this corner. On these 2 blocks of iron, we're going to have an iron door, and then we're going to place grey carpet on top of these other iron blocks. Now we're going to count 1, 2 blocks in front of that, and then this third one, and we're going to place iron block and iron block in the middle 2 blocks of the room, and that's going to extend back to be 5 wide. So 1, 2 gap, 1, 2 gap, 1, 2 gap, 1, 2 gap, and we're going to place grey carpet on top of every single one of those, like that. Now the only decoration that's left are 2 paintings on this wall here that's looking pretty empty right now. So we're gonna come 2 blocks from this door and make space for a 1 wide painting, we're going to make space for 2 one-wide paintings. So there's a painting going to go here, of course. But this one you have the option on whether you actually want a painting, or in distorted memory it's actually a message. So if you want it to be the message, you'll use any type of sign and you'll type, "Now you relive that night every time you sleep." There. Very lovely message to George, just on the wall there. And you can replicate that in Minecraft just with, you know, good old sign. You could make the text white if you wanted, by using those weird sign commands with the wacky S symbol. You could do that. I'd recommend doing that, especially if you're using a dark oak sign, otherwise it's like really hard to read. And also with this window, just going to show, on Java at least, you can crouch through the window. I don't know if you can on Bedrock. But this is the kitchen done. So next room we're going to move on to is going to be through this doorway. And this is going to be the room with the couch in it. So this is going to be 6 wide by 8 back. So I think that's going to cover some of the width of the kitchen. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 along here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 along the back there. And we're going to punch out all of the grass in the middle of the room. And we would fill all of this in with jungle, but some of the floor is actually black wool. So we're going to fill in the border with jungle planks. So that is basically, we're going to go around it, but not actually fill in the middle, like this. And then we're going to place an extra block in every corner. And this shows us the space that we're going to now fill in with black wool. Now this is another distorted memory change, because in normal house this carpet, I think it's red, but in distorted memory it's black. So now we're basically going to just, of course, bring our walling across every wall on this room. And this wall here is where we're going to build the next area. So we're going to come from here, 1 block, leave gap for the doorway, like that. Now there isn't a door in this doorway, which seems to be a more common occurrence than the door actually being there now. But hey, what can I say? It's how the map is for some reason. Apparently Piggy likes breaking down doors in her own house, because normal house is like this as well, not just distorted memory. But yeah, just gotta fill in this whole space like this with the walling, and now we can get started on the decorating as usual. So we're gonna need painting, gonna need scaffolding. So go back through the build real quickly and grab these. Scaffolding, painting. We're gonna need the polished diorite stairs, not the slab. We don't need the slab. We need the dark oak trapdoors. I think that might be it. Just the painting, scaffolding, diorite stairs, and trapdoor. We'll see if we need more. So starting with the back of this carpet, we're going to place a polished diorite stair here, but then a polished diorite stair with a 1 block gap away from it, and then a stair in the middle of them. That'll make a nice couch. Now on these 2 blocks of the couch, so the ones that are in the center of the room, we're going to place a dark oak shelf behind them. And 1 block in front of the middle of the couch, we're going to place a scaffolding. On this side of the wall here, we're going to just place an M made out of any blocks like this, so that we can fit in 2 1 block wide paintings like that, with a 2 block gap from this side and 1 block gap from that side. Now all that's left is the back side here, which just has another scaffolding in this corner, and then here a crooked shelf. So we're going to place 1 dark oak trapdoor, and then 1 like that. So that's a dark oak trapdoor on the bottom of this block, and 1 on the top of this block, and that makes a wonky shelf. Now all we have to do in this first floor is this corridor and closet. Actually, we do have the distorted place over here to do, but we'll come back to that while we're doing the second floor, like I said. So we really do just have the corridor and closet. This corridor is 3 wide by 10 back, so if you count 10, it should add up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that adds up for me. It should go 1 block in front of this door, so that the spruce in the front of the house can just connect like that. And of course, this corridor is going to be 3 wide, so we can punch back all the way here, fill in the floor with our jungle planks. And the door to the closet, we also have to place in correctly. So we're going to, from this couch room, 1, 2, and then the door is going to go in. And we do actually need a door here, believe it or not. For once, we are actually putting a door in the doorway rather than just leaving it open. So let's grab back our dark oak door, and we're going to pop that in. I'd prefer it if both doors were facing the same way, just to make it look a little neater. So I'm going to try and face this door the other way. Yeah, there we go. And this back wall has no doors on it, of course, so we're just going to fill that in completely, fill in the flooring, then we can decorate the hall. So there isn't really much decoration in this hallway. We're just going to need stripped oak wood by this door to the couch room, and then we're going to need dark oak trapdoors as shelving. So this is the door to the main area with the stairway. So we're going to come 1 to the right from it, and then 2 dark oak trapdoors like that. And then last thing we need here is a painting. And that's going to go on this wall here, 3 blocks from this corner. So 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to make the space for the 2 wide painting. And it's going to go in like that. So with that, we've completed the hallway. Now all that's left is the closet. So first thing we're going to do with the closet is build up spruce planks right there, just to make the proportions more accurate. Then here we're going to place 2 dark oak trapdoors like that, and then 1, 2 up there as well. Now if you want, you could just place in dark oak planks up there as well to finish off the roof of the closet. The roof of Distorted Memory in general is a little bit messy, so I left it out until we're finished with the second floor, which we're going to begin now, just to see if that would help out in any way. So for the second floor, most of the flooring is going to be dark oak planks, and the walling is going to be mostly lime terracotta as well. So to start off, we're just going to go 3 blocks of lime terracotta on top of all of the main area that we started with. We're going to leave gap for a doorway here. We're going to replace the stripped birch wood there with a dark oak plank. And then I'm going to find the dark oak door and pop it in there as well. Next, we're going to leave a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 block gap, and then fill that wall in. Place in a doorway from the 5 block gap. We're going to pop the door in. And then there's no more doors on the second floor, so we can just fill on top of where the stripped birch wood is indicating us to fill in after we placed in those 2 doors, just all the way around. And then we can place another row of stripped birch wood on top of the lime terracotta. Just to, I wouldn't do this if you're not going to build the exterior of Distorted Memory. But if you are going to make an exterior for this and make it look like the outside of the normal piggy house, then yeah, place stripped birch wood on top of the lime terracotta as well. Just because it helps a bit. So yeah, this is what we have now. And before we build any of the rooms, we're just going to need to grab some paintings and pop them around in a few spaces. So first painting, we're going to build up a space right here. And it's going to be a 2 wide painting going in, just like that. Second painting, we're going to come to this blank wall, 1, 2, and then on that block we're going to build space for a 1 wide painting. Going to go in like that. And with that, we can start off actually by roofing off this part. So we're going to grab some dead bubble coral, which you'll remember I used for the kitchen's floor. And we're basically going to... No, not what I'm doing here. In line with the strip birch wood. In line with the strip birch wood is going to be the dead bubble coral roof. So we're going to go over the second floor entirely with this dead bubble coral. Although maybe not the bathroom. I don't think the bathroom has dead bubble coral roof. That's like the only room like that though. So once that's all done, you might want to pop in a few lanterns. I'm not gonna for now because it's still a bit light. But yeah, do remember to pop in some lanterns. We're gonna start off by coming through this door rather than building the second floor's hallway first of all. So this is just the secluded room next to the hallway. The proportions are going to be 7 wide by 4 back. And we actually need the coral for this room's floor. So this room for some reason has a grey floor as well. So yeah. 7 wide by 4 back. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to start off like that. So 1 to the left of the door. That's where the flooring is going to begin. So this is 1, we need to make 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that should go over, like, a little bit of the kitchen. Yeah. Now, let's place in the walling, like this. There's actually a window going on this back wall. So, and also here, there's going to be a crawl space. So leave a 1 block gap in the wall on that side. That's where the crawl space is going to go. Now here, this wall, the window is going to go in 1, 2 blocks either side from the interior. So let's get inside. You can see 1, 2, and 1, 2, and then the window. So we're going to use glass pane to fill that window up. So just normal glass pane. Then of course we're going to build up our strip birch wood on top of this walling. Then we're going to decorate the room. So decoration for this room. We're going to start by coming to this window and just 1 block to the right of this part of the window, this end part, we're going to place scaffolding like that. On this wall here from the window we're going to place a 2 wide painting in the very middle. And then diagonally left and towards this wall from the scaffolding, we're going to place green carpet and then build that to be 2 by 2 of green carpet on the floor there. Now on this side of the wall there's going to be 2 1 by 1 paintings. So we can just fit an M and build 2 1 by 1s. Now this one here that I'm looking at right now, in distorted memory, is another message. But there's not enough space on a sign in Minecraft to recreate the message. So do with that what you will. If you want to know what the message reads, it says, they were fine when they came back, but a few hours while you were asleep, something came over them, they weren't the same. That's what the message reads. In case you didn't know and wanted to know what it said. But yeah, that's going to finish off this room once you've done that. So we're going to put our bubble coral ceiling over it all. And maybe put a lantern somewhere in like the middle of the room or something. I don't know. Just light it up in some way. Place the lantern somewhere. It doesn't really matter where, as long as it's there. Now, for this hallway, which is the next space we're going to make, it's going to be 3 wide by 13 back. So let's come out with 1, 2, 3 from this door, and we're going to need to punch out quite a bit of strip birch wood as well. So coming this way, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and the 3's in front of the crawl space, and then 4, 5. So this is 5 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there. Now we need to count from 6 to 13 then. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, we didn't even have to count that though, because that just adds up with this normal wall. So in this wall we're going to, of course, place a doorway. And yeah, there's going to be a door going in both of the doorways here, I'd like to say. So, yeah, I think there's a door going here, yeah. So on this side as well, we're going to put a doorway in the middle of the wall. Going to put some dark oak. Yeah, dark oak planks going to go in there. And then the door is going in like that, yeah. Now, on this wall, it's actually going to be a bit tricky, because this wall kind of differs depending on what you've done down here. Now this wall, we need to put this distorted memory gap exactly where it is on the bottom floor. So for me, that's going to be placing the basalt in. The basalt doesn't have to be 100% accurate to the bottom floor, just the gap does. So we're going to come in 4 blocks from this door that's going to be going to the bedroom. 4 blocks. And then we're going to need a 2 block gap. And we're going to fill in our basalt there. Then we're going to try and, if you want to, just copy the pattern of basalt that is underneath. Like that. So yeah, you should end up with something like this, exactly in line with where it is underneath. Otherwise, this distorted memory part of the map is not going to work. From that gap, we're then going to build, like, yeah, we're going to build up into this very corner. Then we're going to have a crawl space in said corner for the other part of this section. So let's just fill in that wall like that. Yeah, that'll all work. I'm actually going to maybe put some basalt in the crawl spaces floor. Yeah. So this is what we should have now. Now we're going to need to first of all grab some dark oak trapdoor. So here. We're going to, from where I've got this basalt basically, so 1, 2, 3, in line with that third block, we're going to place trapdoor here and 1 there. The shelf in this room is once again wonky. So yeah, we need a wonky shelf. Now, we're going to need to get our polished black stone stairs and slabs next for the table that's on this part of the wall. So 1, 2 blocks from this area, we're going to have a table going in, and as you can see, there's going to be 2 blocks either side of the table leading up to the doorways. And yeah, that's it. That's all that's in this hallway. So to start with this distorted part of the map, we're going to well, first of all, I'm going to put basalt in both of these areas. Yeah, so put basalt in like that, where there's basalt on the walls. Just makes it look a bit neater. The floor, we're going to need our dead bubble coral block again. And the walls are going to be a mix of spruce and basalt. So, to start, both hallways are the same proportions. And that's going to be 2 wide by 6 back. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then here as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And these hallways are just 2 blocks wide. We're going to fill in their floors entirely with dead bubble coral. And yeah, just like that. Now the connecting area, connecting these two, it's going to be 10 wide by 5 back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That should add up to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, make a 10 by 5 space after those 2 hallways. And then that's also going to be filled in with its floor as dead bubble coral. Actually, so is this middle part here. But we kind of need to know where we're placing the walls before we build that middle part. So once I've filled this in, I'm going to show you the wall patterns. Well, what I did for the walls, because it's changing between basalt and spruce. I started with a 2x2 of spruce like this, on both sides. It's important you start from this hallway. It might be, at least. I'm not entirely sure. Then I put basalt on top of that. And then a row of nothing but basalt. I put a 2x2 after that. But as you can see, that 2x2 is down there. This one's up here. And the pattern just swaps between that with basalt in between. Yeah, that's what I did. But now we need, on this part here, in the middle of the room, the basalt needs to be facing like this. On both sides. Yeah. And then this is going to be where the cell with the yellow safe is going. Now, you could just copy the wall that's on the other side for this wall. And the same thing goes for that wall there too. So, like I said, it's just 2x2s of spruce planks, interchanging between being down there and up here until you reach there. So that's going to be the same on this side. And it's going to be the same against this back wall as well. So we're going to start off with the row of basalt, and then down here, and then the basalt's going to go above that, and then in front, and then in the middle of the room up there. So this is our walling pattern. Alright, we also do have to fill in this cell area with the bubble coral floor. While I do this, I'm going to grab some decoration blocks as well. Right, so before we start decorating, I was a little wrong about this wall here. So this wall's pattern is different only because there's actually an additional area going off of this. We need entirely basalt against this back wall, and then 3 row gap of nothing. Then we need entirely basalt again. This part is a 3 wide of on the bottom, on the bottom spruce, and then on the top basalt, 3 blocks wide. Then we have spruce here, spruce here. There's a crawl space there though. So yeah, 3 spruce, 3 spruce. Just take a look at this pattern, see if you can copy it. It's a bit difficult for me to explain, and also take good note of where that crawl space goes. We'll fill in more of that part later. For now, we're going to focus on this main part of the area. So, here, no, not in both halls, but in this hall, we're going to have 1 block from the back, and then a 3 wide polished diorite table, right there. Then, from here, we're going to pop a smoker here real quick. Just right there, because that signifies where the wrench needs used. Then we're going to have another polished diorite table, 1 block inwards on the back wall. And those are the 2 polished diorite tables. Now, somewhere here, I believe there's a pillar in the middle of the space. Yeah, there is. That's gonna be going, looks like 3 blocks after this table, so I'm gonna get to the middle block of this table. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're gonna place basalt, spruce, and basalt, like that. Yeah, that's where the pillar's going. Now we're gonna move on to this space here, yeah. So that's basically that space done. So I'm gonna do this space now, and it's just 3 wide by 11 back. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That should add up to 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. So just take it across the entire length of this hallway here, and that'll add up. We're gonna copy the exact pattern that is used on these walls. So starting with the spruce at the bottom, and it's going to get to the top. We've seen this a bunch already, so I'll do the rest of that later. But on this back wall, we're going to have spruce in the middle, and then it's surrounded by basalt. Rest of this, just normal wall pattern and the dead bubble floor. So I've filled in the wall and floor. Now we're going to pop in the tables that go in here and the shelving. So there's going to be a table against this wall here. 1, 2, 3 inwards, and then starting here. So on from the 4th block inwards. There's a table right there, yeah. And then against the back wall. Against the back wall here, there's 3. We're going to put 3 upside down quartz stairs. 3 upside down quartz stairs. Slabs in the middle to connect them. And that's that hallway actually done. So once we've done that, we're going to move on to this jail cell area. So actually I'm going to need the smooth quartz stairs. So we need smooth quartz stairs, iron bars, and light grey beds for this. We're going to place iron bars just on the top row. Yeah, just on the top row, because otherwise we won't be able to, well, yeah, just on the top row. Right, we need polished andesite and birch button as well. So against the very back of this room, we're going to place a 2 wide quartz table in the very middle. A polished andesite block here with a birch button coming off of it to indicate that it's the yellow safe. Then here we're going to have 1, 2, and then in line with this block, a grey bed facing like this, and then a grey bed facing like this, and that's the jail cell done. I think that's everything down there done by extension.